From what PPL remember between lives, incarnation works similar. Souls enter limitation, separation, amnesia, and difficult conditions, then try to rediscover courage, love, truth, and connection from inside it. Easy life can be beautiful often. Nothing wrong with joy, comfort, and pleasure. Ask PPL why they climb Mount Everest. It is freezing, exhausting, dangerous, expensive, and they can literally damage body or die there. Nobody forces them. They can stay home, drink tea, and watch Everest documentary on Netflix. Lol. Why PPL run ultra marathons? They suffer for hours, sometimes vomiting, bleeding, barely walking at end. They could just take bus and arrive there much faster. So why they do it? We see something inside human being wants challenge, wants to discover. Who am I when it becomes really hard? How far can I go? What is inside me that comfortable life will never show? From what PPL remember in deep trance, soul has very similar drive. Before incarnating, they are not only sitting in the light asking for rich parents, perfect health, easy marriage, and zero problems. Many subjects remember they were actually excited about coming here. BC Earth is extremely difficult school and you can grow very fast. You don't have soul BDW. You are soul. This body, name, personality, job, family story, etc. is one temporary human experience. In over 1,000 remote shamanic soul journeys and quantum healing sessions I facilitated higher selves repeated. Basically same thing endlessly. Suffering is not punishment. There is no angry bleep sitting somewhere and deciding who deserves cancer, abandonment, poverty, or grief. There is also no punishment and judgment in the light-like religions sometimes teach, but pain is still real here. I don't like when spiritual PPL say it's only illusion to somebody who is suffering badly. Tell this to mother who lost child, somebody living with chronic pain, or person who survived abuse. Their body hurts. Their nervous system hurts. Grief is real. Trauma gets stored in emotions, beliefs, physical body, and subtle human bodies too. Spiritual perspective should not deny human pain. It only zooms out more. I remember one subject in an online soul journey over Zoom who asked why source allowed her abusive childhood. She felt punished almost whole life. Her higher self didn't say abuse was good. They didn't excuse father or mother. They didn't tell her you chose it, so stop complaining. They showed she came wanting to learn courage, boundaries, and how to stop one painful pattern going through generations of family. But human free will created much more extreme version than what was needed. Her lesson was not to tolerate abuse. Her lesson was to finally stop abandoning herself. During session, she released huge fear from stomach, grief from chest, and this old belief that love means accepting everything. At one moment she said, "I thought forgiveness means they can continue hurting me." That sentence stayed with me. This is why suffering is complicated. Some challenges can be prepared before birth. Other pain is created here by human choices, unconsciousness, greed, violence, addictions, trauma, and broken systems. I don't believe every horrible detail is perfectly scripted. Saying you chose everything can become spiritual abuse very fast, but saying life is random and completely meaningless can also push PPL deeper into hopelessness. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness explains this movement really well. Shame is around 20, guilt 30, apathy 50, grief 75, fear 100. These states feel heady, powerless, contracted. Anger around 150 can already be movement upward. At least something inside finally says, enough, this is not okay. Then courage at 200 is where real change begins. From their consciousness can move through neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, and peace. It doesn't mean you should fake love while you are full of grief and rage. Healing happens layer after layer. Sometimes anger is much healthier than shame. Sometimes you need to cry for months before real acceptance comes. The person climbing Everest doesn't love frostbite. The ultra runner doesn't enjoy every painful step. They value what challenge reveals inside them. From what PPL remember between lives, incarnation works similar. Souls enter limitation, separation, amnesia, and difficult conditions, then try to rediscover courage, love, truth, and connection from inside it. Easy life can be beautiful often. Nothing wrong with joy, comfort, and pleasure. But comfort alone often doesn't reveal very much about us. Difficulty exposes everything hidden. Fear, beliefs, attachments, old wounds, strength, courage, love. And this perspective for me is not only religion, blind faith, or something I read in one New Age book. It comes from repeated empirical observations in more than 1,000 deep trance sessions with subjects from different countries, cultures, religions, and belief systems. Many PPL knew nothing about reincarnation, higher self, starseeds, or life between lives. They came BC of anxiety, grief, physical pain, relationship issue, phobia, or symptoms nobody could explain. Still, very similar patterns repeated. They remembered preparing life before birth, choosing lessons and certain relationships, entering body voluntarily, forgetting who they are, living through challenge, leaving body after death, reviewing life without punishment, understanding what they learned, then preparing another experience. Is this same as double-blind laboratory study? No, but it is empirical, clinical-style case evidence with a big sample size, and the repetition is statistically interesting. More than 1,000 independent subjects, many with no conscious belief in any of this, describing very similar structures. At some point, you cannot just dismiss all of them as random. Fantasy IMO. Maybe suffering exists not because creation is cruel. Maybe consciousness has this deep drive to know itself, test itself, expand and evolve. So maybe question is not only, why is this happening to me? Maybe also, what is this experience trying to awaken inside the soul that I am?